We're going to continue solving systems. This time we're going to look at inequalities, and we're going to look specifically at linear inequalities. When we're graphing linear inequalities, what we have to do is just remember a couple of the rules. One is if it's y is greater than, what we're going to do is we're going to draw a dashed line that's going to be shaded above. If y is less than or equal to, it's a solid line shaded above. If y is less than, it's a dashed line shaded below. And if y is less than or equal to, it's a solid line shaded below. So this is not going to be giving us answers that are ordered pairs. It's going to give us answers that are shadings. So for our first example, we have a couple easy ones where we have a y is less than 2. So we go 2 on the y-axis. It's a dashed line, and the reason that it's dashed is there's no equal sign underneath, and since it's less than, we're going to shade below. Now for the second one, what we have is x is greater than or equal to 3. So we're going to go to 3 on the x-axis. We're going to draw a solid line. And since it's greater than, what we're going to do is we're going to shade to the right. Notice that it's x instead of y. Now our answer is where the two shadings meet. So we see red and blue right here. So our answer is going to be all of these ordered pairs that fit in that specific area. So looking at our next one, what we're going to do is we're going to start with our linear equation. Our y-intercept is -3. Our slope is 2, which remember is 2 over 1. So we go up 2 to the right 1. I'm going to go up 2 to the right 1 to make sure my line is straight. It's a solid line. Notice that there's a line underneath it. So it's greater than or equal to. And since it's greater than, what we're going to do is we're going to shade above. Now for the second one, our y-intercept is 0. Our slope is 1. That would be 1 over 1. So we go up 1 to the right 1. I'm going to do it again. Up 1 to the right 1 again. And I'm going to draw a dashed line. Once again, the reason that it's dashed is because it's not equal to. It's just greater than. So it's all the values that are above the line, not equal to the line. Now this is also greater than, so what we're going to do is we're going to shade all this section right here. And once again, our answer is where the two shadings meet. So we have something that looks like this would be our final answer. Looking at our next example. Our y-intercept is 1, so we plot a point at 1. Our slope is -1/2, so we go down 1 to the right 2. I'm going to go down 1 to the right 2 again, and I'm going to draw a dashed line. Once again, the reason that it's dashed is because it's less than, not less than or equal to. And since it is less than, I'm going to shade below. For the next one, I have to get the y by itself, so I'm going to subtract the 2x. And I get -3y is less than or equal to -2x plus 6. I'm going to divide it by -3. And that gives me y. Remember, when we divide by a negative, the inequality switches. So it's now greater than or equal to. Negative and negative is a positive, so that would be 2/3 x. And then what we have is -2. So our y-intercept is -2. Our slope is 2/3, so we're going to go up 2 to the right 3. We're going to draw a solid line. And since it's greater than, we're going to shade above. Now, our answer is where the two overlap. So we look to see where the red shading and the blue shading meet, and we see that this right here is our answer, so we darken it in. And those are all our possible answers. Okay, pause for a second, see if you're able to do the next three. So looking at letter D, First thing that we're going to do is we're going to graph x is less than 2. So we're going to go on the x-axis at 2. We're drawing a dashed line. And since it's less than, we're going to shade below, to the left. Now the next one, y is less than or equal to -1. What we're going to do is we're going to go to -1 on the y-axis. We draw a solid line. Once again, we have a line underneath. So we're drawing a solid line. Since it's less than, we're going to shade below. And our answer is where the two overlap. And we see that they overlap right in here. For the next one, our y-intercept is -3. So we're going to go down to -3. Our slope is 3/1. Up 3 to the right 1. Up 3 to the right 1. It's a dashed line because it's less than, not less than or equal to. But since it is less than, we're going to shade below. For our second, +1, so we're putting a +1. -2, or -2/1. So we're going to go down 2 to the right 1. Down 2 to the right 1. We're going to draw a dashed line. Less than means that we shade below. And where the two shadings meet, that would be our answer. So it would be right in here. Now, looking at our last example, both of these are in standard form, so we're going to get them in slope-intercept form. I'm going to subtract the x for the first one, and that gives me y is greater than -x plus 2. So I plot a point at 2. I go down 1 to the right 1. Once again, down 1 to the right 1. It is a dashed line. And since it's greater than, we're going to shade above. For the second one, we do the same thing. We're going to get the y by itself, so we're going to subtract the x. Y is less than -x minus 1. So we're going to go down to -1. We're going to go down 1 to the right 1. Once again, we're going to draw a dashed line. This time it's less than, so we're going to shade below. And what you should notice is that this is different than all the other ones. All the other ones, there was an intersection. This one did not have an intersection. So that means that our answer is going to be no solution. And the reason that it's no solution is because there's no point at which the lines are overlapped.